This question says a water tank has a slow leak. The volume of water V liters remaining after T hours is given by the linear equation. V is equal to 300 minus 0.5 T. So 300 is the y-intercept. That is when T is equal to 0. So the volume would be 300 liters. And the negative 0.5 is every hour, the volume decreases by 0.5 liters. So that's what the negative 0.5 is. So the 300 is the y-intercept. It means that when T is equal to 0, the volume is 300. That's the initial volume. And then the negative 0.5 indicates that every hour, the volume decreases by half a liter. So the first question says, what is the initial volume of the water in the tank? So the initial volume must be 300 liters. That's the y-intercept. Part B asking, write down the rate at which the water is leaking. So the water is leaking at the gradient, that is negative 0.5. So the water is leaking at 0.5 liters every hour. Part C is asking, how much water remains in the tank after 15 days? So 15 days now, we have to translate days to hours because T is expressed in hours, and then we can substitute into the place of T. So we must convert 15 days to hours. So we are going to convert days to hours. Now we know that one day has 24 hours. So we place 1 on the days and we put 24 on the hours. Now we have to put 15 on the days and we are going to put, let's say T on the hours to solve for T. So 15 have to go on the days. Now to solve for T, we're going to cross multiply and divide. And we have to divide now by the number that is diagonally away from the letter T, which of course is number 1. So we have to multiply 15 to 21 and divide by 1. Multiply and divide. Cross multiply and divide. We're going to divide by 1. So T will be equal to 15 times 24 divided by 1. Always divide by the number diagonally away from the letter when you are doing ratios conversion. So we can use Excel as a calculator. So we're going to calculate equal 15 times 24 divided by 1. It doesn't matter, divided by 1 doesn't make a difference. So that's 360 hours. T is equal to 360 hours. Therefore now, what we need to do is to substitute 360 now into the formula for volume. So volume is equal to 300 minus 0.5 times 360, and we can use Excel as a calculator to help us do that. All we need to do is just copy this and paste this into Excel. Type equal, paste. That's 120 liters. After 15 days, 120 liters will be left into the container. This is asking to calculate how many days it will take all of the water to leak from the tank. So all of the water to leak from the tank, meaning the volume will be 0. So therefore, we know that V will be 0. So what is the time for V to be 0? So we have to substitute 0 in the place of V and then solve for time. So since time 0.5, that's negative 0.5 times time, that's a negative, so we have to make this positive by adding 0.5 t on both sides. So if we add 0.5 t on the right, we have to add 0.5 t on the left. This is to make positive because we want to find time, not negative time. So negative 0.5 t plus 0.5 t will cancel out 0.5 t from the right side, and then the 0 plus 0.5 t on the left side will remain as 0.5 t on the left. And now we have to divide by 0.5 to cancel out 0.5 because we are solving for t. And what we do on the left, we must repeat on the right. Then we are going to find what is t. So t now, because 0.5 going to cancel out from the left, so t is equal to 300 divided by 0.5. If you divide it by 0.5, is the same as multiplying by 2. Okay, or you can just say, calculate it in your calculator. 300 divided by 0.5 supposed to give us 600 equal 300 divided by 0.5 supposed to give us 600. So it will take 600 hours for the volume to be 0. Now we say how many days. So now we have to convert 600 hours to days, okay, by using the same ratio procedure. So we start with days and hours. 1 day is 24 hours, and then we have 600 hours. And we're going to solve for days now. So now we have to cross multiply and divide. So that means we have to divide by 24. We always divide by the number diagonally away from the letter. So we must divide by 24. So days is equal to 600 times 1. Divided by 24. So that's just like 600 divided by 24. And you can easily do that in our calculator using Excel as a calculator. So we can just type equal there. A1 divided by 24. So that will give us 25 days. So it will take 25 days for the tank to leak all the water to be empty.